Hey Virgs, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Virgs, we have the Venom, Thanatos, the Underworld, the Mask, Kairos, and Gnosis. Yikes. I feel like there's almost this idea of watching. So you can either, you're on either side of the story, take what resonates, leave the rest. Because I feel like it'll differ for my Virgs. Um, but I feel like this idea of watching yourself put on a mask. I feel like that sense of, like the burning house and not going back into the burning house, and then it's almost like going into the burning house and putting on the mask and like watching yourself do it. But it's almost like no sooner do you do it than you experience like the repercussions of it, because once you've been unmasked, the mask is insulting. It's again kind of like this idea of sincerity, right? Like you like a fear of being important, a fear of being, like being valuable, and feeling like you're only valuable if you're around people who are in dire need. Like that hero complex. Sorry, I've got hair in my mouth. um, and I feel like watching yourself play this cycle out, I feel like it played itself out in a really quick, almost like blink of an eye kind of way, though. You know what I mean? I feel like it was just like this, like flash of a pattern that played itself out. That just kind of was like, I'm still here. Like, you can't just lock your demons in a cage. Right? You have to integrate that. Otherwise, it becomes more fierce, more ferocious, more aggressive, more out of control. The more you try to control it. And I feel like that played itself out right before your eyes. And it feels like in a very disconnected way. Bergs. Okay. So what else we can get for y'all? High Priestess, the Queen of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Five of Cups. Well, I feel like maybe there's somebody who called you out on it. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's a moment of shame, and then there's a moment of liberation that like quickly follows thereafter. Like this moment of, why can't I keep myself in control? Why can't I da 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 da? And then almost this realization that like it, because it's not about controlling yourself. It's about integrating yourself. Because when you feel the need to like control yourself as though you are a beast, then the beast becomes more beastly. But if you integrate, if you tame it, if you tend to the beast as though it were a welcome part of your soul, then you end up having more control over it in the end than you would have if you would have just been like, oh, you shadow, like get in your cage. You know what I mean? Like, it's like somebody who's like a really bad dog owner versus somebody who's a really good dog owner. Like there's integration, and then there's just like an attempt to control something by locking it away and locking the key. Well, it gets ravenous and it gets gnarly, and it's not pretty. But you're not stuck there. Right? the Three of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the King of Wands, the Page of Wands. Damn, that's a whole lot of wands here, Virgs. I mean, this is decision making, it's movement forward, it's rising from the ashes, it's being able to step into that healthy community. I sincerely do feel like, Virgs, this really is a read that is like, okay, so if I can't go into the burning house and I need to go into a healthy forest to plant my garden, right? Going back a couple of reads, then it's this idea of almost like your way of approaching that was very much to like lock your shadow in the cage and, you know, like, and hide it away and don't come out. But it's like, then it came out times 10. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, that's not going to work. I need to integrate rather than control, which is great. All right, Virgs. The Devil, the Four of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Two of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. Well, it has that shadow vibe, this decision on like, because the Four of Pentacles, it does have this idea of control, you know, like he's got his hands on together holding the pinnacle, he's got his feet on top of the pinnacles. It's like, I'm in control of my demons here. I decide when they get to come out. But I feel like not really. not when you are controlling them rather than working with them. Like, you have to make a decision. Do you want to be controlled by them, or do you want to be able to move forward because of them? You know, because you can integrate your shadow and you can supersede yourself, or you can control and dictate your shadow and limit yourself. But I don't get the feeling that you're doing that, honestly, with all these cups and all this movement and all this, like, all of these wands and all of this movement. You know what I mean? I feel like you're understanding something about yourself that's really helping you to just like gain a sense of liberty, a liberation, freedom, you know, like it feels, I like liberation. Like, that's what that feels like. Okay, Berks. Let's see what else we can get for y'all. The Maiden. Yeah, because you're ready to step forward. I mean, the Maiden is kind of a Virgo card. You know, it's the idea that, you know, there's a lot for you to explore. There's a lot that you want to experience that you haven't been able to experience because you've been too busy keeping yourself on lockdown to really enjoy like the wholeness of any experience, you know. That's what that feels like. And it's like when you can trust your shadow to come out and play just the same as your light, when they can play together, then you don't have to be constantly locking yourself into limitation, which is great because who wants to be limited? All right, Virgos, well, I hope this resonates with y'all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.